bare-knuckle boxers, gangsters, drug dealers. I mean, you wouldn't want to stay around theirs, would you? Well, guess what? I got an invite. I'm moving in with some of the country's most dangerous men, so we can find out how they sleep at night. And judging by this mob, there's gonna be tears before bedtime.
Mixed martial arts is one of the fastest growing sports in the world. Better known as cage fighting, it's kicking boxing's butt. In the States, it smashed all the records for pay-per-view TV, generating more than $200 million in 1 year alone. And in the UK, I'm seeing this phenomenon get bigger by the day. Cage fighters are becoming the new stars of the fight game, and I want to know what it's all about. So I'm heading up to Huddersfield to spend a few days with two of the toughest in the country.
I am the best lightweight in the country!
Not only do they share a love for a battle, they share a birthday. In fact, they were born only 22 minutes apart. They're twins, Dave and Ian Butlin. In a couple of weeks' time, they're off to Japan to compete in the World Cup of Mixed Martial Arts. Ian is the fighter, and Dave is the coach.
Dig deep, everything you've got!
They are the driving force behind the first England team ever to compete in this competition. Of the 12 teams taking part, they are the underdogs. I want to find out what it takes to be the best in the country. And the only way to do this is to live their lives. I'm going to spend 3 days with them. I'm going to eat with them. I'm going to train with them.
Keep it going!
I'm going to be sleeping under the same roof. As well as being feared in the cage, they're notorious for their street battles. They've been arrested countless times.
They've always been known as fighters.
No one's going to fight me fist to fist and win. Me getting punched in the face is like you having a cup of tea.
I was just picking up bodies, dragging them out, while Ian and Dave were choking out people, elbowing people and still knocking people out.
You don't fuck about them, and you don't want to fuck about with a pair of them when they're together.
Will I discover what their lives are really like? Are they going to open up to me?
Will there be any connection between us whatsoever? These are the things I have to think about, you know? Worst case scenario is if I piss them off. Wish me luck.
They've asked me to meet them on the Yorkshire moors. It seems like a strange place to meet.
I've got to say I'm a little bit pissed off. I've been standing here for 3/4 of an hour. Still no cage fighters. But I'm ready for them. I'm ready for them. I ain't really, I'm freezing. Oh, hold on, I think I can see a bit of movement, I don't know. Oh no, one of them's got a gun. Oh no, what's happening here? Perhaps I won't knock them out then, perhaps I'll just have some stern words. Pleasure to meet you.
Ian.
Ian.
Dave.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet
Well,
you.
I've got a shooter. I'm a bit worried here, son.
We're gonna go kill some stuff and then eat it later. That's what we do in the countryside. Let's go.
They're taking me hunting. They like to kill things. I don't. This should be interesting. I don't like the countryside, especially as I'm not properly equipped for it.
Fucking mud everywhere. There's shit everywhere, look. Fucking liberty, look.
I'm feeling like a bit of a spare part.
Whoa.
And I'm getting left behind. I'm wondering if I'm going to find out anything about these two at all.
So, boys, what is it you like about hunting? Just like the idea of it? Is it growing up in the countryside? What is it? Eh?
We started like going out catching rabbits with ferrets and stuff when we were younger.
Yeah.
And like the buzz of your first catch and kill. We'll sit and wait for hours, sat in the rain, I mean, if you get that one kill, it's worth it. Should we make a move further up that way? Yeah.
Are we off, yeah?
Yeah.
Strange way to do an interview. Because they're so focused on, on shooting something. You know, they're so into it, they're banging, they love it. I can imagine them plotting up here on it, you know, just them two in the middle of nowhere. I mean, for me, that's my worst nightmare. I think he's seen something again. Here we go. They've seen a duck.
Eventually, I managed to catch up with Ian, a slightly less scary-looking one.
Who's the better shot?
Probably Dave.
Probably Dave.
If I'm honest, yeah.
He's a lot more serious than you, isn't he? I noticed that.
I just mess about.
Tries to keep you in check, does he?
Yeah, that's all our lives. That's pretty much been the way. Straight down this way.
Who would you say was the better shot out of you two? Ian reckons it's him. That's what he said to me.
I don't need to answer that.
After 2 hours, they hadn't killed anything, and I hadn't found out much about them. But I had worked out that they have very different personalities.
I mean, they are near enough identical, but Dave, you know, he's very serious. Very rare you're going to get a smile out of him, whereas Ian's a total opposite. Ian's proper, you know, bubbly, you know, don't stop smiling. It's very, the contrast between them, you know, it couldn't be more opposite. So it's intrigued me. They're dying to shoot something, oh bless them. I'm over the moon, they never are. I'm over the moon.
I'm in Huddersfield to get up close and personal with two of England's best cage fighters, Dave and Ian Butlin. They are the driving force behind the England mixed martial arts team who will compete at the M1 Challenge in Japan in 2 weeks' time. So far, they've taken me hunting, and although they didn't say much,
I don't need to answer that.
I've learned that they are very different characters. Dave is the serious, silent one who keeps his older and livelier brother Ian in check.
I want to go to Huddersfield.
As they started telling me more about themselves, I discovered that being minor celebrities and local faces in Huddersfield means everyone wants to have a pop at them.
Fighting civilians, we call them civilians, people that are trained to fight what you'd call the hardest guy in the pub. Basically like shooting fish in a barrel, that's not even sport.
Everyone knows who Ian and Dave are, you know what I mean? You don't want to go and get on the wrong side of them.
You don't fuck about them, and you don't want to fuck about with a pair of them when they're together.
They once even took on the local football firm.
HYC, they call them, so the Huddersfield Football Hooligans. Bunch of pussies. And we smashed them to pieces. Absolutely smashed them.
There were people getting choked out, people getting knocked out, elbows, knees. I'd say 11 to 12 people.
In Huddersfield, they're big fish in a little pond. But when they get to Japan, they're going to be little fish in a very big pond. This is the World Cup of Mixed Martial Arts, where 12 of the best countries compete against each other. The Butlin Twins are ready to take on the world.
I want to go out there and prove to myself that I can beat the best guys in the world. I'm confident that we've got the team to win the whole competition. I wouldn't be in it if I didn't.
So where did it all begin?
I believe I was born a fighter. I just learned how to do it better. And I think Dave's the same. I've been hitting Ian since we could actually hit each other.
Ironically, for a pair who are usually trying to knock people's teeth out, they came from a family of dentists. And it was their parents who introduced them to fighting by sending them to martial arts classes.
Started off with judo, mainly because my parents didn't want us hitting each other. Maybe my parents were trying to stop us from doing something, but it actually created a monster.
Ian is the less disciplined twin, and it wasn't long before his love of fighting got out of control. When he was 16 years old, He was convicted of being involved in a fight with a fellow pupil who was stabbed with a knife. Ian was sent to a young offenders institution for 3 months, and Dave was asked to leave the school in case he intimidated a witness.
I was absent with the headmaster's permission so as not to intimidate witnesses.
Obviously, it must have been bad for you, but just having him not around, not being able to, you know, look out for him.
Kind of strange. Helpless.
I can tell that this had a big effect on the boys. I can only imagine what it must have been like to be separated for the first time in 16 years.
We are very close, so it's hard to be put away from my brother for so long. I wouldn't want it to happen again. I wouldn't want it to be took away where we were in that situation again. I would do everything in my powers for that not to happen.
They're not totally inseparable though. They do live apart. We're going to Ian's place, a 1-bedroom bachelor pad. It's a really smart gaff, apart from the front door, which has been kicked in.
What's all that about?
I'm surprised to be told it wasn't burglars, but the police.
They smashed the door with a battering ram.
I'm curious to know why.
They just came in mob-handed to prove a point because they're saying, oh, you're cage fighters. Police come steaming in. I've already got out of bed because I can hear them going, police, police. So I've gone down on my knees because I'm not fighting them. There's about 10 of them have come in. I said, what are you arresting me for? We're arresting you for possession with intent to supply Class A drugs. We found a large quantity of white powder. Well, I'm not being funny, but I'm an athlete. I'm sponsored by a supplement company, and they found 3 kilos of creatine.
Oh, okay.
Creatine is a bodybuilding supplement that Ian uses regularly as part of his training. He was taken to the police station for further questioning and held overnight, but no charges were brought against him. The boys revealed to me an interesting theory as to why the police raided the flat. Being a bit of a ladies' man, and sometimes with other people's ladies, causes Ian problems.
Ian can't keep his dick in his pants. There's people who've been annoyed that I might have been with a girlfriend or something, and I think they see a way of getting back at me. I can't beat him in a fight, so I'll just tell the police that he's done this, or do you know what I mean? I think there's a lot of that because there seems to be stuff when they've asked me about things, I'm thinking, where do you get your intelligence from? While I'm reading the Art of War and the 48 Laws of Power, Ian's reading The Art of Seduction and yet again improving on his pick-up techniques.
So he's got the manual, and I can see he's got the tools. There's about 300 quid's worth of skincare products, and being so artfully placed, I suspect this is no accident.
I think he suffers from a bit of OCD.
Danny, if I came in and I moved things like this, he does it to me all the time. Oh my God. He can't handle this.
He can't bear that.
Right.
Can't wait to get involved in this.
You can put that back. While you're at the gym, we'll remind you about it.
It's funny. It's funny. He's got to do it. Look, he's got to.
I've seen for myself firsthand that Ian is the party boy of the pair. I wonder what Dave's place is like. We turn up at the house, and instead of bottles of moisturiser, it's kids. Dave has a 12-year-old stepson, Kane, a 6-year-old stepdaughter, Taylor, a 2-year-old son, Tyler, and 3-month-old Dee Dee. He lives with his partner of 2 years, Nicola.
Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you. Beautiful kids you got there.
She's getting dinner ready.
What are you doing for me?
It's game.
What is it?
Pheasant, rabbit, it's game.
Oh, it's all that game, is it? We're in the game.
Pheasant, rabbit and...
Oh, lovely that, yeah, that's nice. So that's a right northern old dish, that, isn't it? Kids hold of that, look.
Get on it.
I just wanted to know, really, what's it like being married to a twin?
It's all right, because I'm with a good one.
Is he the good one?
I'm with the good one, he's settled.
Just from sort of running around with them, that Ian would be the good one. I mean, Dave's got a bit of a bad look about him. He's
grumpy,
he looks a bit like...
Grumpy.
It's hard to make him smile, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a pussycat real. Yeah. He's the better one, yeah.
I've got Dave all wrong. He might look scary, but he's really a family man with a softer side that I think he likes to keep hidden.
No, you've got a rabbit hutch down there.
Yeah.
So you do like rabbits then? All right, then we'll keep that low.
Me and my boys.
Beautiful pictures there.
I can see that family is everything to Dave, but fighting used to be his greatest passion. He was feared in the cage and had a promising professional career ahead of him.
Dave was an up-and-coming fighter. He'd have been a brilliant fighter.
But a car accident finished his fight career. And it's obvious to me that it's killing him.
I have to sit every day and endure watching people do what I love to do, and I can't do it, so how much would you miss it?
Of course.
It's not good. It's devastating.
Being just a coach for the Big Japan Challenge means that Dave can join me for some rabbit stew.
Thank you very much. How'd you eat it up, Noel? Do you have a spoon or anything?
But Ian can't. Weight is a big issue for him, so he's on protein shakes to try and make his fight weight. Ian is under strict instructions not to go drinking, but I know Ian's a party boy, and I want to know what happens when he breaks the rules.
I've knocked him out before. That's what you mean. I bust my jaw and everything. Did I get my point across? I felt it the next day.
Ian had been on a 3-day bender, and Dave wasn't happy.
It looks bad that he's dragged me out of bed and broken my jaw, but he was frustrated. Really, that was just throwing my life away.
Lovely.
There's a lot more frustration from me if he goes out drinking and partying, and it's basically a slap in the face to me if he does that, which is why I get a slap in the face, he gets a left hook in the jaw. He eats soup, but hopefully he's learnt his lesson.
At first, it sounds like an extreme reaction from Dave, but I think in a bizarre way, it shows just how much he cares about his brother. Although not all brothers could get over such a violent incident.
I've got a brother, 18 months younger than me. If I was to break my brother's jaw, I don't think we'd ever speak again.
Pretty much most of it is being sick in that.
I feel that because Dave can't fight, he's got Ian doing his fighting for him.
Dig deep, everything you've got.
But Ian isn't the only one who fights for Dave. I've come to Quantum Gym where he coaches up-and-coming fighters. Dave is a highly respected coach and was selected to take charge of the England mixed martial arts team, which consists of 5 fighters in different weight classes. Ian is the lightweight. Before he began cage fighting professionally, Ian was a boxer with an impressive record, winning many local and international titles. But they both fell in love with cage fighting when they saw the Ultimate Fighting Championship, or the UFC, a no-holds-barred form of fighting with very few rules. It emerged from the States in the 90s and suited the Butlin Twins to a T.
So we watched the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and it's like everything together. I thought, well, this is fucking perfect. So we then used to get people around to our garage on a Friday night. All the kids in the area just used to fight each other. Used to whack each other and until one person gave up, till one person quit.
From amateur cage fighters in their garage, they've now made it to the very top of their game.
Keep it going.
As Ian and the team prepare for the big fight in Japan, the training intensifies. And a key part of this is circuit training, a series of grueling exercises that Dave puts Ian through. To get some idea of what it's like, I'm going to give it a bash, starting off with this tyre.
Keep working, keep working.
Go to the bungee.
I've only just started, and already my whole body is in absolute agony.
Good. Come on, keep working.
This is not your average training program. It was created by a Royal Marine, and it's designed to sort the men from the boys.
Come on, keep working. Go on, push it.
Fuck that.
You don't build them the same down south.
I've only done one circuit, but that was enough for me.
Oh man, fucking hell. That was fucking proper hard. On me rabbit, on me game. Oh man. It's embarrassing, man. That wasn't even like fucking 1% of what they put in there, and that's just fuck me. I'll give up smoking and boozing is what I've got to do. Not nice when you've got a bit of rabbit coming out your fucking nose, I'll tell you that now.
Ian's just done the full circuit 5 times, but it's not over for him yet.
This is what makes you want to quit. This into the gym where you learn your heart and when you want to quit. When you see me in a minute, when I'm getting fresh opponents every minute for 3 5-minute rounds, with only 45 seconds rest, I'm stood in there, I'm going to be getting smashed. My face is going to look a fucking mess. I'm going to want to quit, and I'm not going to. It's going to be fucking
Ian, I'm with you, brother. Don't worry about that.
What's coming next is going to be horrible.
What's coming next for Ian is 5 different fighters who will take it in turn to fight him a minute each.
We're not making it easy for him.
He's about to get a battering. Dave has specially designed this punishing exercise to teach Ian that quitting is never an option.
Come on, let's go! Fight forward!
Fucking hell, man.
Come on, back to feet!
It's the idea of never giving up.
Keep fighting! Keep fighting!
Just keep getting up, keep getting up. No matter how fucked he is, he has to keep getting up. Get on with it, get on with it, get on with the job.
Come on, back to feet! Go!
It's getting pummeled. It's getting absolutely pummeled.
You've got, come on! Push it! Push it! Oh, finish strong! Finish strong! Good work!
Fuck me, man. Intense.
At the moment, Ian looks completely focused. He's put his usual partying lifestyle on hold. But I want to know how difficult it is for him to resist temptation.
Now, what would happen if me and you now was to go out on a 3-day bender and fuck everything up before you fight? What do you think you'd do?
Do you know how tempted I am?
Come on, mate, believe you me. You reckon? You think you'd lose the plot?
Yeah, he would be very pissed off because of the work he's putting on.
You need to have him round you, don't you?
Because otherwise I'll just go off the rails.
Yeah.
You just won't see me for days.
No, I think he needs that. He needs that in a relationship as well. He likes to look after you, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You know, he's passionate about you.
He's in a position where he can't fight at the moment, and it must be frustrating for him. If it was me, if it was the other way around, I wouldn't be there helping him. I know that, and that's a bad thing to say. Really, I'd be out pie. I wouldn't be because I haven't got that. I haven't got that strong personality. He's got where he could. Where I could, I'd just be out on a bender.
I can see that Ian has his faults, and he isn't afraid to admit to them. He reminds me a little bit of myself.
He's a bit of me. I can see his liability ways. I've got that about me. I have to rein it in and behave me fucking self. I have to, but I struggle with it. Just that I haven't got the twin. I haven't got the twin to fucking keep me in check, you know what I mean?
Keep it going!
I'm in Huddersfield, living and breathing the world of Dave and Ian Butlin.
You're building the same down south.
Twin brothers and 2 of the country's toughest cage fighters, who in a few weeks' time will be representing England in the World Championships of Mixed Martial Arts in Japan. I'm here to find out what it takes to be the best of the best in one of the world's fastest growing and toughest sports. It's my 2nd day with them. So far I've learnt that Dave is the family man and Ian is the party boy.
I've been up for a little while and had a little shower. Made myself a nice cup of tea. He's only got soy milk though.
I'm getting a taste, literally, of the life of a professional fighter.
Fucking soy milk, it's fucking horrible.
As the big fight is just over a week away, Ian's life is revolving around training and his diet. He needs to be at 70 kilograms. As well as drinking moody milk to help shift the excess pounds, Ian has a strange weight loss ritual that I'm surprised to hear about.
Right, so, look, I don't want to be a bit weird, and I've just walked in having a bath. How does this help you having a bath? What, you lose weight having a bath?
Yeah, well, I have a hot bath every morning anyway. My muscles are aching, obviously, from last night.
Yeah.
You know, got a little bit of...
That helps, yeah, I understand that,
but also I'll probably lose a little bit just from the heat.
Well, look, you do what you got to do, wash yourself. You know, I'm hoping that you're going to be all right so we can have a bit of breakfast.
Yeah, well, I'll give you a shout when I weigh in.
All right, kid, liven yourself up.
He's desperately trying to shed the last few pounds to make his fight weight.
79.7 kilos.
Which means?
Which means we're not having breakfast.
Oh, you're
Just
fucking
on a carb
joking.
drink. Because I need to be 70 kilos.
You've got to be 70 kilos.
Yeah,
You're
something like
79 now. You've got to lose, what, a stone? A stone and a half.
Yeah, 9 days we've got, haven't we?
Fucking hell, man.
To be honest, I'm shocked at the amount he has to lose. A stone and a half in just over a week. I've seen boxers that struggle to make the weight and lose too much too quickly. It's a far from an ideal way to go into battle. From the look of him, a couple of pounds are made up of ink.
What's all the tattoos all about? What do they mean?
And that on that arm is David.
Okay.
This one down the middle was I lost a lot of friends in a small space of time. I lost 6 friends in the space of about 8 weeks. So that means strength through loss.
Obviously, it's a big thing for you. You want to tell me a little bit about who you lost, how you lost them, or?
My uncle killed himself, so
Right.
like I actually saw him. I went into the house and saw him after he'd killed himself, and so that was like quite a big thing. And my friend died in a car crash. This was all in the space of a few weeks, you know.
Despite being around death, he has no fear of it.
Whatever will be. Life, things are gonna happen. Whatever. I believe in karma. I've done nasty stuff. I've never done a nasty thing to a nice person. I've said this to you before, and I think if I'm gonna die, if it's my time, it's my time. If it's not, it's not. But I'm gonna make sure that I've lived my life to the fullest. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna die having a wasted life.
Now I can understand why Ian parties so hard. Having lost so many loved ones, he's decided that he will now live each day as if it's his last.
People are gonna remember me.
I can tell that Ian loves the notoriety that comes with being a professional fighter. He won 12 of his 16 bouts in his amateur boxing career, but hasn't done quite as well with his cage fighting career, winning 8 and losing 7 of his professional fights. But that hasn't knocked his confidence.
All those lightweights out there talking the shit, talking like they're the best lightweight in the country. I am the best lightweight in the country.
With Ian so far over his weight, I'm not sure we're going to be having a fry-up for breakfast.
What are you doing here then? What's this? Are you doing your carb drink?
Yeah, obviously we're a little bit overweight, so...
This is it, this is all you can have?
This is all I'm going to have. I'm just going to have this now. And I'll have a little bit of water to take my pills that I'm going to have this morning.
Right. What sort of pills you got to take? Vitamins? Or
Yeah, we've got them. Let's you want a couple of them then?
Yeah, go on, fuck it. I'll have a couple of them.
Right.
Fucking size of these pills here, look. Any order you take them in, or?
Nah, just get them down.
Just whack them down, yeah.
There we go.
God, they're monsters, them. So what we're going to do today?
Right,
we're going to have a
now-
nice day just laying in a hammock.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. We're just gonna go up to these. There's a few stairs that I run up and down.
There's a few stairs you run up and down. Right,
I'll
okay, let's fucking do it.
Let's
Come
go.
on.
Let's do it.
Come in, boy.
A couple of stairs. That doesn't sound too bad. But we are talking about something that Rocky might want to swerve. The 220 steps, which Ian goes up and down 12 times, are all about training him mentally.
Got to hit every single step. I think it's about 220. So we've got to hit every step from right at the bottom all the way up.
So I love the idea of this prehistoric fucking train.
It's nice. This is
old school, isn't it?
Yeah, this is like Rocky shit.
Don't cost fuck all.
Nah.
But yet you're doing, you know, as much.
And it's nice for me to get out of the gym and do something.
Right, let's walk down then first. Do you jog down or do you walk?
Nah, we walked down the first time.
Thank fuck for that.
Walking down these steps is hard enough. I'm not looking forward to running back up them.
This is the start?
This is the start.
Oh. Fucking hell.
You cool?
Right, go on, kids.
We can do this. We can do this. Let's go.
Go on, crack on. I'm up your arse.
My legs are burning. They feel like they're on fire. Fuck. I thought I'd reach the top, but I'm only halfway.
Fucking hell. I can't fucking do it. I can't get up here. I can't do it. Fuck. Fucking hell. Ah.
Tough on the old thighs.
The legs, isn't it?
The legs.
Fucking hell.
Like, so this is not so much cardio as legs.
It's all there, isn't it?
All in your thighs, yeah. It's a fucking... It's like an endurance test.
If I started it, I thought...
Have to get back down, do another.
Crack on, kid, you do. I started it, I thought... This ain't that bad, it's a piece of piss. Oh, fucking hell. That was pain. That was pain. Yeah, I can't deal with it, you know, mentally, obviously, I'm not as strong as I thought I was. Off he goes again. It's torture, it's like torturing yourself. So you can give up whenever you want, you can stop whenever you want, you ain't got a gun to your head, there's no one forcing you to do it, this is off his own bat. And you can tell he's in fucking pain. But to be fair, if you can do that 12 times, you get in the ring, you're gonna feel invincible. There's nothing you're gonna fear.
For Ian, total mental preparation is the key. And this means banishing all fear from his mind, no matter what that might be. One of Ian's irrational fears was of heights.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from, but for some reason I just started getting funny with heights. Like to confront things, like to hit things straight on, you probably realised. So if I can get in front of like the world on TV and fight in Japan, why can't I jump off a platform?
Well, I'm going to be straight with you now. I used to, you know, I used to go holiday in Cornwall, things like that, and I'll jump off cliffs and things, and I had no fear. As I've got older, I don't know whether it's you get older, you have that thing of where you're not actually invincible and you can actually die.
Now I've got a fear of heights too, so Ian wants me to experience what he went through. So I'm going to try and jump off a 10-metre platform. I'm introduced to Ian's friend, Les Allen, who's been helping him to conquer his fear of heights.
Danny Dyer, Les Allen.
Pleasure to meet you, brother. Pleasure, man. I'm ready for this, I think.
Yeah?
Nah, because
No.
that'd be ridiculous.
The nerves are starting to kick in now, but I've come this far and I can't back down. As soon as I see it, I knew exactly how Ian felt.
No way.
The boys are going to ease me into it by starting me off on the 5-metre board. That wasn't too bad, but I'm not feeling as confident about the 10-metre board.
So you're just going to go off?
No, I'm not, I mean, my way is flipping forward or anything like that.
Nah, you'll be all right. Just stay looking forward like that. You're going to be totally fine.
I'm going. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely bricking it.
I'll do it, I will do it, I will do it.
For each your own, for every man a religion.
Fucking hell. Oh, I've done it, fucking done it, yes.
Good work, that's fucking good.
Oh,
First goal, straight off
fear
10,
there, man.
conquer the fear.
Conquer the fear there, man.
Yeah, that's something else we've achieved.
I can see why Ian wanted to overcome his fears. Now that I've conquered my own, I feel invincible.
Listen, you know what, this is all it is. It's your brain just going, you know.
With everything like this, it's just mental.
your brain,
It's
it's
mental,
just
like I
your
said, running up them stairs, getting in that cage, everything, it's all in your head. It's just having that mental strength. We did it.
It is a nice feeling to feel I've done it. I mean, there was a moment when I just thought I can't do it. I can't actually physically bring myself to do it. Anyway, on a lighter note, I thought I'd bring my little pink number out today. You know what I mean? See, it's all a myth, all this Danny Dyer hard man bollocks. And I'm a very feminine fucking fella.
I'm feeling good after the jump, and it's given me some idea of how it's helped Ian's mindset. But it doesn't matter where your head is at if you haven't got the physical strength. The fight is now only 10 days away, and it's Dave's job to fine-tune Ian's fight skills in preparation for the M1 challenge. Ian's going to step into the cage for one last round of sparring, but this time it's against his ultimate opponent, his twin.
It's always quite a weird thing to watch two brothers go at it, you know? Dave's quite ruthless, and it's going to be interesting to see, you know, just how hard he is on Ian.
Perfectly matched in size, Ian couldn't ask for a better sparring partner.
Regards sparring, it's ideal with us being pretty much equal size.
Fucking hell.
How hard will Dave push his brother?
If we're going to be really honest about it, Dave doesn't drink and lives a clean lifestyle. Whereas I party between my fights. So Dave's physically in good condition all year round, whereas you can catch me on an off day.
Ian says he's the best lightweight in the country, but I'm not sure if he's even the best lightweight in his family.
I think Dave's a stronger, better fighter, yeah.
Get hold of that.
Do you remember this one now?
Yeah, I remember it now.
Good to see the banter between you and all, because it's obviously a little
Yeah, while we're whacking each
wink,
other.
little wink, little smile. No, it's good. It's a cheeky one there.
I'm pretty sure Bruce Lee said never take your eyes off your opponent. Even when you're talking to Danny Dyer.
It just looks so wrong because they're twins. But it ain't, you know what I mean? They're doing it for the right reasons. You know, he's going to Japan next week. He's going to get in a ring with a Japanese fighter who's going to be strong, mentally strong. And, you know, there's no better way to deal with it, I suppose, than being inside on the job, you know?
I know what they're like in the cage, but I also want to know about their life outside the cage. And as we talk about this over dinner, they make a stunning revelation.
Both of us, at some point, have looked down the barrel of a gun, which is unnerving, to say the least. But I've actually been shot easily, which put me out of fighting for a good.
Ian's been shot.
8 months recovering. I was shot. It went into my hand there. It came out my hand there. I was actually on the phone, and I've turned around like that, and it's gone through there. The guy was aiming for my head.
They weren't prepared to tell me who shot them. But I wonder if it could happen again. I get the sense that whatever these two have got up to in the past, that's where they want it to stay. My journey into the mind of Britain's toughest twins is drawing to a close. Dave and Ian Butlin have been training hard for the biggest event in their cage fighting careers, the M1 challenge in Japan. And in the 3 days I've spent with them, I've been pushed to my absolute limits, physically and mentally, to get some idea of what it takes to be a top cage fighter. But I'm worried about Ian's fight preparation. He's got almost a stone to lose to make his fight weight. In a last-ditch effort, he's spending up to 5 hours a day trying to sweat it off in a 110-degree sauna.
I'm about to go and get in the sauna, and I'm not a big fan of saunas. I hate saunas. I hate them. It don't suit me. Heat, constant heat.
Even if he loses the weight, I don't think he's going to be in a good condition to fight.
Obviously, you know what you're doing. This ain't your first fight, but I mean, is there any chance that that it could affect your performance just because of them? So them last 24 hours of that manic, just trying to get that weight off.
It can give you that advantage, but if you take it a step too far, it can also be a disadvantage. It's a fine balance.
So what happens if you don't make the weight?
If you don't make the weight, you don't fight.
You just don't fight. That's it. End of.
A week later, and Ian's getting ready to fly out to Japan, and the extreme diet and exercise regime seems to be affecting his mind.
I'm as prepared as you possibly can be, really. The main thing for me now is to get the weight off, which is why I'm a little bit slow. I've been dieting for days.
Tokyo's Differ Araki Arena is the location for the toughest fight of the Butlin Twins' lives. Team England, led by Dave, will fight against 12 different countries, and Japan is the first stop of a year-long challenge. It's the first time England have sent a team to compete, so they're keen to make their mark. The news from Ian's weigh-in isn't good. Because of the 12-hour flight, his body has retained water and he's still a stone over his fight weight.
It was probably the most depressed I've ever felt when I stood on the scales. But there's no way I was going to give up. I was going to make weight. You know, I'd never quit, but it wasn't very nice.
After 2 days of not eating and almost constant saunas, Ian has managed to make his weight, and the day of the fight has arrived. Months of intense training has brought them to this moment. Ian's opponent from Japan is Luis Andrade. They are the same weight, but Andrade is a more experienced fighter. He's also 6 years younger and 2 inches taller. Ian prefers a stand-up fight, and he's off to a strong start. But it isn't long before he's taken to the ground. He's going to need a lot of strength to get back up again.
Andrade has achieved full mount, Jimmy.
For just over 2 minutes, Andrade dominates Ian on the ground and batters him.
Andrade letting go with the punches.
Ian desperately tries to break out of the hold, but he's just not strong enough. Andrade eventually gets him in a decisive hold, and Ian is forced to submit. The fight is over.
All the training I'd done, all the hard work, everything, all goes to nothing because I just had no energy in me. But that was my fault. I messed up the weight cut. So
he got the weight off. I don't know how much effect that had on the fight, and I wouldn't want to make excuses. I think his opponent was a good, strong guy, and he beat him fair and square.
Ian lost his fight, but for Dave as team coach, Japan was a success, with 4 out of his 5 fighters winning their bouts.
We went over there as the underdogs and we've won 4-1, so that puts us top of the table, so it's a good result all around.
He's brought an English team over to beat Japan on the home soil, so it's brilliant for him. And moving on to America, we're just going to repeat that performance, but obviously mine's going to be better.
Ian has got another chance to prove that he can do it. He's back in the gym and training hard for the next fight. Dave, as usual, is right by his side, driving him on.
Keep fighting, keep fighting!
It's been a unique journey into 2 very different minds. The childhood battles have been left behind, and now one twin fights for the other around the world. But the psychological struggle between them will rage on forever.
Bare-knuckle boxers, gangsters, drug dealers. I mean, you wouldn't want to stay around theirs, would you? Well, guess what? I got an invite. I'm moving in with some of the country's most dangerous men, so we can find out how they sleep at night. And judging by this mob, there's going to be tears before bedtime.
Britain is pissed and it's staggering about looking for a fight. Every weekend in town centres up and down the country, the streets are filled with drunks looking for trouble. And where can you see a lot of this binge drinking carnage? In Blackpool, on some of the Northwest's toughest streets. I'm on my way there to spend a couple of days with a man on the front line on the war on binge. Not a copper, a bouncer. His name is Steve Sinclair, aka the Blackpool Rock.
He's been done for GBH. He's been arrested for armed robbery. He's been arrested for contract killings, but none of it's ever stuck.
I've been shot at. I've got stab wounds, you know. I've had bricks thrown at me, bottles smashed on my head and in my face. I've been arrested for GBH with intent, firearms charges, bank robbery, even looked at for murders.
Turning the wrong way, and I've never met a more fearless man.
A man with a love of fighting, Steve is dedicated to protecting the doors. In Blackpool, that can be a dangerous job.
Now, I've never been before, but I know how rough it can get on a night out.
What makes someone do it? What makes a man stand there and be a target for a group of drunken lads on a night out? You know, it's a dangerous game. I'm going to be living and breathing the life of one of Blackpool's most notorious faces, and to really get an idea of what it's like to be in his shoes, I'm going to be working the doors with him. Not acting, certainly not for fun, for real. You would think once you've seen one doorman, you've seen them all, really, you know. We've all come across doormen in our time. We've all had some sort of spat with a doorman, so, you know, I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of doormen, that's all. I'm hoping this kid's gonna have something else about him. But like I said, you never fucking know. We're meeting on the Golden Mile. It's very different to what I was expecting. It's quiet and a little unnerving. Maybe everyone's still in bed. It's always weird, these seaside towns as well, when it's off season, you know, when it's just the calm before the storm, I suppose, because there's nothing worse than fairground rides and candy floss machines. No one's here, no one's on them. It's just depressing, you know what I mean? Even the seagulls look like they've got a fucking hump. Got to be him, and it's a Range Rover in Blackpool. Can't be many of them about. Steve.
Hi mate, how are you? Danny?
Very well, sunshine.
Nice to meet you, son.
Pleasure to meet you, mate. Thank you for talking to me.
How are you?
Listen, so Blackpool.
Yes.
Never been before.
Right.
I've heard it's a bit of a rough town when it wants to be.
Yeah,
True.
It can be, yeah, very much so.
Look, listen, I'm in your hands. I'll run around with you for a couple of days, try and get a taste of your life.
No worries.
How do you feel about me going on the door? Do you think I've got the presents for it? What are you reckon?
Yeah.
Hey? He doesn't seem convinced. I'm sure you're going to look after me, yeah? You want to take me on a little mission then?
Tomorrow, I'll put you on the door. I've got a stab-proof vest for you and everything.
Stab-proof vest, okay.
Right, you can be all right with that.
Well, no,
it can be a bit tricky, so.
Right, well, I'm in your hands, you know. The last thing I want to do is get stabbed. I want to make a nice show.
You've got a vest on, you won't, will you?
No, okay, no, sweet as. I'm sweet, let's go, let's do it.
All right, Paul.
Steve's been working the doors for 30 years in a town that takes no prisoners.
What might make you the better man is you might be able to take it a bit more than they can.
For a big man, very fast, and got a hell of a punch.
Boxing is his first love, and he'll take on anyone. He once fought boxing legend Sugar Ray Leonard. This guy is a force to be reckoned with.
When he wants to go, there's not a man that I'd put against him.
He's a man with a reputation for never backing down and a taste for revenge.
If it kicked off at the club big style and if any of my lads got hurt, I'd be out in the car going round to their house waiting at 6 o'clock in the morning, knocking on the door. Surprise.
Blackpool is now the unofficial capital of booze Britain. 50 years ago, it was the destination of choice for the fashionable and the wealthy. Today, things are very different. Blackpool's A&E department is the busiest in the country. Personal assaults occur here at twice the UK average. During the summer, there's an influx of young people, some of whom come looking for trouble. To understand Steve's world, he's taking me on the door in a couple of nights' time. I want to know what makes this town in particular so dangerous. Tell me a little bit about, the doors here. Are they pretty dangerous here?
You've got to remember, we get people from all over the country coming here. Yeah. They're having the weekends, they're having the stag parties, the trips, whatever. And they come from London, Liverpool, Manchester. And obviously, a lot of the times they think, oh, big I am.
I suppose it's the cocaine in it. And
the cocaine now, which is one of the main things that people use. Obviously, people get the cocaine rage. Then there's steroids as well.
Get a bit brave,
all the young kids are wearing using steroids.
Are they?
Yeah. You see them pumped up. All you have to do is look at them. And if they're using cocaine, they're drinking alcohol, taking steroids, they're dangerous.
I don't like the sound of what's ahead of me, but Steve seems like a confident man. I'm just not sure if behind this softly spoken exterior is a friendly old guy or a man with a dark past. I guess I got a couple of days to find out. I'm in Blackpool, the capital of booze Britain, with Steve Sinclair, one of Britain's toughest bouncers. I'm living with him for the next few days to try and get under his skin. I know that Blackpool likes a drunken tear-up, and Steve's told me that the young people here are not only pissed, but also on a cocktail of drugs.
They're using cocaine, they're drinking alcohol, taking steroids. They're dangerous.
Steve's taking me to town so I can get to know him better. The first thing I want to find out from him is what it takes to be a modern doorman. From what he tells me, it's clear that Steve likes to get involved in more than just door work.
A few years ago, we had trouble with Middleton lot from Manchester.
Middleton is one of the most deprived areas in Manchester, where drug dealing and organised crime is a major problem. And Blackpool is a hub for the gangs from the northwest to come and do business.
You're talking 60 to 100, you know, crew.
All up for it.
Yeah, all carrying knives, machetes, things like that.
Yeah.
One of my pals, Sharpie, he gave one of them a slap, stopped them dealing in the club. And the next weekend, they all turned up, didn't they? So.
Oh, okay, okay.
They ended up, I mean, they turned up for Sharpie, but we ended up tooling up ourselves, but with good shooters, you know, to back them off.
I thought being a doorman was all about checking IDs and kicking out drunks. What Steve's talking about sounds like armed turf war.
For me, it sounds like it's just like a nightmare. It's just the idea of people knowing where you are. People that want to cause trouble, people you might have a bit of trouble with, know exactly where you're going to be every night on the door, you know what I mean? Yeah. So they can always come back and find you. Is your mentality as a doorman, is it clump them, give them a clump first, or is that the last option for you?
I always liked going in against odds.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You like going up against 5, 10 people?
Yeah, you feel better, yeah.
You know, it takes some bollocks to want to go up against 10 geezers, you know, it's like, yeah, you know, if you're thinking in your mentality, you're only going to come out a winner because you've got your game enough.
They get in each other's way, Denny. You know, if you're literally...
If you could pick them off one by one, you've got to be composed though in that.
You put me and you in a group of 10 of them now,
yeah.
We could stand back to back,
yeah.
And they've got to come at us.
Yeah, one at a time.
And you know that if you're banging, you're hitting them, but they can be hitting each other, kicking each other's legs, each other's ways.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. It's about composure, I suppose, isn't it? And not having that element of fear.
I'm agreeing with him, but if it come on top, I'd probably have it on my toes.
I never back away from confrontation, even if I'm well outnumbered. It's a pride thing that I'd rather get a good hiding.
Steve's fearless attitude has meant that he'll take on anyone, whatever the odds, even if they're tooled up. So it's no surprise that he's had the odd close call. One night on the door, he took on 20 boys from Preston, a fight that almost sent him to an early grave.
I've got here and I've just started feeling all weak and dizzy, and I've looked down and my leg was red. So when I pulled my jacket back, it's come from there, and that's...
Let's have a look.
You see the puncture wound?
So it was just, oh, you can't really remember, but it was just obviously a little slippery bump.
Never felt it, never even felt it. Got to the hospital, there's a queue. So I'm stood in the queue like that. I've got my elbow tucked in, holding it, and waited 5-10 minutes. I've got to the front, and then she said, "What's the problem?" I said, "I've been stabbed." She said, "Where?" So I've gone like that, and blood spurted out onto her desk. And she started screaming. They reckon I'd lost about 3 to 4 pints.
Okay, what's your initial reaction to that? Is it anger, or is it a bit like, right, I've had a let off, because it could have been a lot worse? But you can't wait to get back out on the door? Is that what it is?
No, 2 weeks later, I was in hospital for 9 days. 2 weeks later, I was back on the door.
You couldn't wait to get back on the door, yeah?
You have to prove something to yourself.
Steve tells some scary stories, but he seems like a nice bloke. He even looks a bit cuddly. I guess appearances can be deceptive.
I really do feel that you could think that you could get one over on him, and I think that would be a big mistake. That's just from my initial reaction. And I'm sure I'm going to learn a lot more about him, and I'm sure there is a bit of a vicious side to him. But initial reaction's a bit of a shock, really. It's sort of like your dad way about him, but a bit of a naughty dad.
Steve comes from a criminal background. His dad was a crook, and his mum didn't want him following in his father's footsteps.
Well, I was born in just outside Manchester, Ashton-under-Lyne. My dad was in jail for a lot because he was, you know, like ex-villain. Well, he was a villain, like, you know, in Manchester. And my mother turned around and said, if you go back in jail, that's it, we're finished. So they wanted to do a fresh start and they moved to Portsmouth.
It wasn't long before Steve was attracted to the football terraces of Portsmouth FC, but he wasn't there to watch the game.
I mean, it's something that never interested me, actually, football, you know. But I got him a group of lads, you know, my pals, and we'd go to the match and it'd kick off. And at the end of the match, I still wouldn't know who'd won.
They were the Emsworth boys, and Steve was gaining a reputation as a fearless fighter. He started to get grief from the old Bill, so began boxing to channel his energy.
Started looking at boxing because I was getting in trouble in street fighting, and my dad turned around to me and he said, you're either going to end up in trouble, banged up, because that's what he'd done in his past. So he talked me into it.
With little work around the south coast, Steve ended up joining the crew of the QE2 as a waiter, where he travelled the world, honing his fighting skills below deck. When he returned, he moved to Blackpool, where he was an outsider and began to make a name for himself.
I started working doors to obviously make friends, get to know people a bit easier. A few incidents happened, the police came, and I'd get arrested, get off, you know, get out, and that's how it started.
It doesn't matter who or how many there are, you'd rather go to the floor and be battered than back down.
We're off to Steve's local to meet a couple of his mates where I want to find out more about him. But as we head over there, we get word that there's been some trouble.
The pubs have just actually been turned over by a load of armed police. So obviously nothing to do with us, so we're all right there.
Well, thank fuck for that.
They were looking for somebody else who drinks in there, and he's not there, so they've gone.
All right, okay.
Unless they're after your autograph, of course, but, you know, we'll see.
I'd rather they nick me, to be honest with you, than giving old Bill autographs.
Armed police looking for a regular. Lovely. Christ knows what this place is going to be like.
What do you want?
I'd like, do you know what? I'd like a nice, I think I'll have a nice pint of lager.
You sit yourself down.
Break the mould a little bit, you know what I mean? Try something a bit different.
As Steve sorts me out a drink, I try and get settled in.
I'm all right, I've got the pool cue there, in case it comes on top. I'm joking, why am I even saying that? If it goes off, I'm out the door, mate. It's always weird, this, when you're walking with a boozer. Camera in my boat. You know, I'm making a film, you know what I mean? It's always like, I always feel a bit like uncomfortable with it.
Yeah, pal.
Thank you very much, Steve. Lovely job.
Cheers, mate. All the best. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Steve's very accommodating, but I'm feeling a bit out of my depth here.
What, you any good at the old...
While we wait for his mates to arrive, he challenges me to a game of pool.
Right. I don't know whether to take it easy on him, you know? I don't want to whip his arse, it's a bit embarrassing.
I'm never going to beat Steve in a fight, but I reckon I can have him at pool. I feel like every eye in the pub is on me. I think the word's out that I'm in town, and it's putting me off my game. Typical banter. He won't let it slide.
Bollocks. Well, I shoot off anyway. We had a good day. It's been a lovely day, Steve. Mine, there you go, yeah? See you later.
We've been having a laugh for the last half hour. But when Steve's mates arrive, the mood turns serious.
Pleasure to meet you, boys. Thanks for coming over to see me.
Paul, the man on my right, told me how he got into a load of trouble when a punter pulled a knife on him.
He's under his pocket, so he's passing off, so he got a fucking throat. So I hit him and he done.
Really? It was a one punch, that was it?
One punch.
Totally. Oh, okay.
It's easy. I regret it. I think about it every day.
No, of course, I can imagine. But just it seems that one punch just absolutely ironed him out. Yeah.
It's one of them things that happens to all of us. We've all had it. We've all had people on life support machines. And it's not a case of using too much force.
Oh, what you mean, just from people that you've hit?
Yeah, but all it is like you bang the guy, he could have thrown 4 or 5 shots at you. And you moved away, boom, down, he's banged his head, he's dead.
I said earlier that you could easily underestimate this man, and I think I just have. These guys speak about hurting people like they're talking about the weather. It's disturbing, but what I'm about to hear really worries me.
The police actually came and gave me a written death threat about 6 weeks ago. Said my life was it.
Because when the police get there, they've got to tell you,
No, but they've come and given me in writing. But they said the threat is imminent. And they said, can we do anything to help you? And I said, well, yeah. I said, tell me who's fucking give you the... Oh, no, we can't do that. So if they told me who'd give me the death threat, I could sort it out myself.
Well, so they know who it is, but they're just saying, right, well, basically, you got a death threat. Apparently it's imminent. See you later. Well, there you go.
They're bringing it up to like rubbing your wound.
They're trying to get you to do something. They're trying to get me to go over and do somebody to nick me. But if we pull the wrong people, we get somebody who's we get nicked.
Steve's obviously hurt a few people. They want revenge. And it's making me worry about staying at his tonight. I'm happy to do a few pictures and autographs, but behind the smiles, I'm concerned.
I'm a bit freaked out by the idea of me sleeping around his house, right? And he's telling me he's got a death threat and it's imminent. So, it's made me a bit paranoid. I don't know whether I want to stay around his house or not. I've got to think about myself. I've got to think about the fact I've got 2 kids, you know what I mean? Do I want to be putting myself in that situation? The other thing I've got to worry about, obviously, is, I don't want to upset the geezer, and the fact that he's inviting me around his house, he's going to let me stay, but, for me to go, no, I don't want to stay, it's just something I'm going to have to deal with later on, But, other than that, I think he's a lovely geezer, but fucking death threats, you know what I mean? I don't need it.
Death threats aside, I'm keen to get to Steve's house and meet the family. I just hope they're not as intimidating as the guys I met in the pub.
This is my humble abode, so...
Nice little plot. It's a nice area though, because it's interesting that you're just a couple of minutes down the road, you're away from all the nuttiness, aren't you?
Yeah.
When I step into Steve's house, I'm introduced to the family. Christy, his youngest, Kelly, the eldest, and Tani, his wife of 27 years. This is definitely not what I was expecting. Once I've met everyone, Steve goes to get changed, and I have a chat with his girls. I want to know who the real Steve Sinclair is.
But his first attitude isn't to slap somebody straight.
No.
He'll talk it and everything, and then they just go like a bit too far.
Of course she's going to say that. She's his wife.
And what's it like for you two with boyfriends?
Basically, they just find out you're Sinclair's daughter, they're like either do a runner or
really?
A bit scared.
So he's got that reputation.
The telling you that introduce you to the friends is instead of saying, oh, this is my girlfriend Kelly, or this is my girlfriend Christy, it's, oh, this is my girlfriend Steve Sinclair's daughter.
Oh, okay, he's gone for the casual look.
After a brief chat, Steve's back, and he takes me to see where I'll be spending the night.
Oh, it's lovely. It's all it's like. It's very, very cottagey, Steve.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it's...
Right, cottagey,
The woman's touch, isn't it? Oh.
Yeah,
well,
definitely.
Nice view of it.
Actually, no Yorkies, not a Yorkie in sight.
Yeah, hold on, what's that? Oh, look.
Oh, no. I knew there'd be one. I knew there'd be one knocking about. There had to be one. Yeah. If I play up later, I'll end up in that cupboard, I suppose, will I?
Yeah, it's one of the... I'm a strong believer in the woman runs the home. She has it as she likes it.
Steve's old school. You wouldn't catch him doing the ironing, but he's still house proud.
Who's this? Just a random picture?
Random picture, yeah.
Another Yorkie in here, I notice. Yeah. Everywhere you turn, Yorkies, look. I like the art you've got going on.
Yeah, he's dead now, the artist.
I'm loving all this.
Friend of ours, he was good.
What's his name? Lawrence?
Larry Rushton.
Larry Rushton. Brilliant, isn't he?
Steve's got a few old things, but not the kind of stuff you'll see on the Antiques Roadshow.
It just pulls out like...
Yeah, I knew it. I knew there'd be something going on. That's a lovely little stick you got there.
Just a little boy. You have to slot it in properly.
I know how to slot things in, Steve. I know how to slot things in.
Somebody comes calling.
Oh, okay, so you keep that at the door, just in case.
If anyone comes knocking, I knock back.
Well, they won't be knocking again, will they?
No.
Well, they certainly won't be knocking with their fucking hands. Okay.
Steve's place is a cosy family home, but that hammer by the door really brings back to me his other life outside the house. So far, it's been a strange day for me. As we sit down for dinner, I'm thinking about all I've seen and heard. The beatings, the stabbing, the death threat, the hammer. I'm trying to put on a brave face. Everyone around the table is relaxed, except me. I'm staying in Blackpool with Steve Sinclair, a bouncer not to be messed with. He's been stabbed, beaten and shot at. He's pissed off a lot of people. Now he has a contract out on his life. I'm at his place and I've just had a nice bit of Lancashire hot pot, but I'm getting worried about a possible attack.
No, none of that. Oh, hello, come out. Hello, you ever seen a cockney before? Never seen a cockney, have you?
Say hello to Daddy.
As I'm bonding with Steve's 4 Yorkshire Terriers, he puts on an extraordinary video. I've been told he was fearless, and he proves it by showing me an exhibition boxing match between himself and Sugar Ray Leonard.
I mean, how are you feeling there? Can you remember, Steve? I mean,
Nervous.
You're not
Very nervous, yeah. I was feeling like that. I'm thinking, fucking hell. I'm saying, oh, shit. Best experiences of my life in the sport, like sporting sense, I mean, it ranks up very high with having my daughters and things like that,
At the time, Steve, an amateur boxer, was working as a waiter on the QE2. Sugar Ray was a passenger, and then welterweight boxing champion of the world. Originally, the fight was meant to be a bit of fun. The champ had had a recent eye operation, and Steve was warned to be a bit careful. But his competitive spirit got the better of him.
Started increasing my punching power to his body, and I was lifting him off the ground with some shots. Didn't faze him at all. And then he's moved around, bam, and I hit him and got him right in the eye. His head's gone back.
What had originally meant to be a bit of fun suddenly turned nasty when the champ decided to teach the amateur a lesson.
He says to me then, he said, "Are you all right?" I went, yeah. He says, "You're not now." 3 shots, same place. Yeah.
He said, "You're all right." You went, "Yeah." And then he, fucking hell, what a liberty. How was that shot, Steve? Can you remember the feel at the force of that shot?
Every time I watch it, I feel it. It just took my breath away completely. They're lifting me up here. They're saying to me, "Breathe, breathe." I said, "I'm trying."
Proper punch to the rib.
No, it's horrible, isn't it?
Well, listen, what's his number? I'll make a call. Yeah. I'll make the call.
Steve is willing to take on anyone, but I wonder, is this fearlessness or recklessness? Could this have led to his death threat? And this threat became very real a few weeks ago when someone tried to kick his door in the middle of the night.
There's a geezer there, and he had a hoodie up and all that, and I've shouted, "Fuck you!" And I'm trying to open the door, but it buckled the door, so I couldn't get through.
Your initial reaction is to get out there and fucking do him. On his own? Or
Yeah,
you don't know?
On his own. So obviously, to me, the geezer's either carrying something or waiting for me. If I'd have turned the lights on inside, it'd see through the glass. So he might have had a pop,
Good call. Yeah. So I would say that anyone's going to come to your fucking door, yeah, it's going to have something wrapped. They're not going to come with their bare hands, are they?
Right, I've made up my mind.
You know what's really freaked me out is this whole death threat thing, right? For me, it's a massive thing.
Right.
Now, if we to stay here, and I'm sure, and I know nothing will happen, really. I don't know, you never quite know, but you've invited me in your house, you've got a bed upstairs, you've laid it all on for me. But yet it's that letter from the old Bill. It's from the fucking old Bill. Just for my own peace of mind, I'm going to go stay at an hotel, and I'll come back in the morning. You all right if I come back here and have a bit of breakfast with you, maybe?
Of course, yeah.
Is that okay?
About 8 o'clock, something like that.
Thanks, Steve. I really appreciate it, mate.
See you later. I feel bad, but I think I've made the right decision. I think I've learnt a lot about Steve today. I've seen his soft side and had a brief glimpse of the nasty side as well. But the contract on his life has freaked me out. I know it's unlikely anything's going to happen, but it might. And I'm not prepared to take the risk. I'm very glad to be heading to a hotel.
It's not my death threat at the end of the day, it's his death threat. You know? It's not my fucking problem. Why shouldn't I put myself on the front line for it? This might be a selfish thing to say, but that's the reality. End of.
It's the next morning, and I'm going on the door tonight with Steve to see how he operates and why he does it. So I'm up early to get some last-minute advice over breakfast before he goes to work. And sitting in his kitchen, he tells me some of the rules that he lives by.
If you start thinking to yourself, oh, fucking hell, oh, I might get hurt or I might end up in hospital, or, you know, it's a case of...
The idea of controlling...
I think, how many of them can I hurt before they hurt me? You know, I mean, one of my tricks used to be years ago, I mean, I'd grip somebody and I'd put their nose in my mouth and break their nose with my teeth. You know, and rather than not bite the nose off, just get it and you hear the gristle go and crack.
Just while I'm eating a bit of bacon as well.
It's not exactly the advice I was looking for. I don't fancy biting someone's nose off.
It does intrigue me to see, you know, what would happen if it does go off with you, and I'm sure that everything about you changes totally.
The eyes change.
New thing, a whole new beast.
They always say to me, the first thing they go, your eyes just change and fucking, you know, like one in focus, and that's it.
And once you've gone, you've gone.
Yeah.
This is the thing that I just, you know, I find it really struggle to see it, you know, because I just think you're such a lovely geezer, you know?
Well, we'll see. I mean, hopefully nothing will happen tonight, but, you know, if it does, there's always a possibility.
Of course.
Steve is off to his day job training the next generation of doormen. So I take some time to myself. In Blackpool at this time of year, that's not a problem. Now I need to focus. I'm going on the door later and in disguise so I don't get spotted. I just hope some of Steve's reputation rubs off on me. After all I've heard about Blackpool, I hope it don't kick off. It's time for me to get my head in the game and sort myself out for tonight.
I like the whistle.
Now I've got the suit, I'm heading back to Steve's to get into makeup and finish off my doorman look.
Right. Mug.
Right. Been waiting around all day, tension's building now, just want to get on the door and I want to experience it. So, you know, the time's come for me to start getting into my disguise. I've been told it's going to take a couple of hours. I just hope this works. If I'm spotted tonight, I won't be able to work the door and see Steve in action. Simon Jordan, eat your heart out.
You would never think it's me, but I'm meant to be a doorman. Look at me. I look like I should be sitting in a fucking library. I actually look quite clever, I like that. I look like one brainy fucker. I look like someone who's... I look like a right number bod.
Now to see what Steve thinks of the transformation.
I know I look about as intimidating as that cushion, all right? But I'm not meant to really be intimidating. Just first impressions. What do you reckon? Okay, I'll take that as to say no more. Okay.
And then for the serious doorman's kit, stab vest, high vis jacket, and some last-minute advice.
Any tips, anything I should look out for, Steve, tonight?
Yeah, I mean, keep your eyes on me, you know, keep that zipped, because as soon as you open that, people will suss you. But, you know, look as if you're alert, vigilant, you know.
I think with me, they'll think, I'm going to whip a calculator out or something when you move. All right, no, listen, I know I'm in good hands, sunshine, don't worry. I'm with you.
Now we're in town, the tension is building. It's St George's Day, and tonight, Blackpool might be up for a fight.
It's Thursday night. I mean, I would have thought that the nightlife's pretty lively here anyway, but what sort of crowd we expecting tonight, you think?
Stag parties out, or even your work dues or anything, so.
Yep, you never quite know, do you?
No.
You never know, do you, Steve? I suppose that's what it is.
And that's what I'm worried about. Tonight, anything could happen. But before I hit the door, I want to see if this disguise is going to work.
I've just got to the first place. This is the sort of the test. See if anyone recognises me before we go into the club. So I'm hoping this is going to work without the glasses. I'm just going to keep my fucking mouth shut, keep my head down and walk in the gaff.
After my pool game and meeting all the fans yesterday in the pub, I just hope I haven't blown it. I'm meant to be undercover, but in this luminous gear, I'm not feeling very inconspicuous.
Shit, I've been recognised, bollocks.
Time for a rethink.
Fuck. Shit, it's not working. Really don't know what to do. I need another test, really. I don't know whether because I walked in with the cameras that's made it a bit obvious. I don't know. I just don't want to wear these, but I think I'm going to have to. I mean, I just feel like a twat, mate. Let's try and put these on. Do you know what I mean? I'm a fucking idiot. I think I'm gonna have to try them on. I think my worst nightmare is people recognise me, and I don't want that, you know. I think I might just try and walk in a kebab shop, chip shop. Just try it again, see what happens. So I think I'm gonna have to go through with it anyway, you know. I really need to experience this whole diamond thing. I want to try and see Steve in action. It's just put me on a bit of a down at that because I really thought it was going to work. And you know, it's a lot of hard work from a lot of people. And as soon as I walk in a booth, it's Danny Dyer, it's Danny Dyer. Fuck me, how's this Danny Dyer? Not Danny Dyer. Well, it is Danny Dyer, but it ain't. Let's go and try another test.
With a hidden camera on me, I step out into the street to give it another go. I really want to experience working on the door, but if this doesn't work, I don't think I really understand what's made Steve so fearless.
Result. That was good, I got away with it.
Staying good in here.
It all seems to be working really well. I'm made up until my producer overhears something.
You hear that?
What?
Danny Dyer's going to be in the syndicate tonight. Did you not hear that?
No.
Now it's obvious that everyone in town knows where I'm going to be tonight, and I can hear people talking about me.
He's been in...
Very interesting. People slagging me off. Very strange.
I felt angry. I'm glad to be back in the car with Steve.
I walked down that alley, nobody recognised me. I was getting a few funny looks because I looked like a twat, but it was interesting because I heard a couple of geezers slagging me off outside a pub. Saying, Danny Dyer, fuck Danny Dyer, this, that, and the other. Weird feelings, I'm 2 foot away. So now we're going to move on now and we're going to go to the club now. Now, I also walked past a few birds who were going, I think Danny Dyer's down the syndicate tonight, which freaked me out because I thought, OK, word's got out. But they're not going to be expecting me to be like this, I'm hoping, you know what I mean? So.
I've been knocking around with Blackpool's toughest bouncer for the past couple of days to try and understand what this guy's all about. I'm in disguise so I can spend the night on the doors of one of Blackpool's busiest clubs to experience what it's like being a bouncer. But I've just found out that the whole of Blackpool knows I'm going to be there.
Strange feeling because I just don't know how it's going to go, really. I want everything to pan out nicely. I want to just, you know, just be a shadow, really. Just don't know what's going to happen.
We're out of the car and walking up to the door. Now I'm feeling a bit digi.
Of course, a big fucking club, isn't it?
The Syndicate is the biggest club in Blackpool, and one of the largest in the UK. It holds 4,000 people and has over 40 door staff. With all these people, I just hope there's no trouble tonight. As I head through the cordon, the other doormen don't bat an eyelid.
How are you, lads? All right, so you have a good man, yeah?
I'm relieved. It means I can just concentrate on the job. Once we're on the door, I take a back seat so I can observe Steve. He's looking for troublemakers, drunks, and the underage chancers. As the place starts to get busy, my nerves begin to kick in. Steve's in his element. He's very relaxed. I guess for him, this is very quiet.
What's interesting though, Steve, I mean, do you prefer it quiet like this? I mean, it's easier for it's an easier night, but I think you want to...
Yeah, it's boring.
Boring though, yeah, I can imagine.
Obviously, when you've got nice people coming in, it's great evening. When you've got dickheads after dickheads, it can get to you a bit.
Sometimes you get nights where you have an hour, just dickheads coming through the door, just like, oh, it's one of them nights, is it?
If we can weed out the dickheads, as he puts it, then everyone inside will have a good night.
If you're looking after the club, that's what the idea should be. You're looking after the people. You know, if I'm looking after you and somebody comes and twats you and I haven't done my job properly, you know, they've caused a problem for me, so I'll go and cause a problem for them. How many are you expecting in tonight, lad? Hello, I'm John. I reckon we're around about 12.
Steve then pushes me into facing the punters and checking their IDs. This is the front line. If I refuse someone, I imagine it could escalate rather quickly, especially with this mob.
Good looking boy. Thank you.
So far, it's all working well, and the confidence of the other bouncers is helping me along.
Got my haircut since then. Yeah. When did you get it?
It's getting busier, and there are some lads at the back that might have spotted me.
I think it's going to come on top here. I just think I'm going to get clocked to see what happens. Yeah.
I was right, and there's 4 of them.
There's a picture here. You've been caught out, mate. You've been caught out. Where's your
They surround me. Thankfully, they're armed with cameras and not bottles.
You don't get a picture if you know. You go.
And that was nothing. It wasn't even a scuffle. What if those lads had fancied a tear-up? You're a target out here, and the violence can come from anywhere.
One of the worst times, closing time, when they're all kicking out on the streets.
And they're all fucked. And they'll get a bit brave, and someone's been looking at someone's bird, and someone, But then I suppose it's not your job then, is it? You just got to stand there, and everything else, obviously, being a gentleman, if it does come on top, you've done it before, you'll get involved. But actually, you've got to let them do it, ain't you? You can't fight every battle in Blackpool, mate.
At the end of the night, you don't want to be getting locked up or, you know, it's over as far as you're concerned.
Of course.
Standing here at the front of the club, I feel exposed. If someone's looking to cause trouble, they know where to find you. A problem Steve knows all too well.
The modern doorman is still a target. I mean, a group of kids will get together, let's go to so-and-so and do the doorman. You know, because it's a good night out.
I think the strange thing is for Steve is he prefers it busy, he prefers that element of danger, he can't stand it when it's quiet. Speaking to a couple of the other bouncers as well, they're the same, they don't like it quiet, it's boring. They want that element of, it's going to kick off any minute, which surprises me, because I would think it's easy though to just stand there and do fuck all.
It's been a good night, and I've learned a little of what it takes to be a doorman. Fearlessness, confidence, qualities Steve has in abundance.
I'd like to think I've done a good job. Steve, did I do a good job, sweetheart?
If I was still grafting the doors myself and you came to me, you said, any chance?
Just about the hair doing that hat though.
Yeah, I'd have you.
I think, you know what, I've enjoyed spending time with you, Steve. I think you're a fascinating person. I think what's fascinating about you is that I think you could be easily underestimated just because of your manner. The way you are, you've got a face, you're quite an approachable person, and I think that's where people come unstuck with you. I think that I think you made the point about, you've got to be nice first, keep something back.
I've had a small glimpse of Steve's life. It's an interesting but dangerous one. I came here with a preconceived view on bouncers. I thought they were just thugs who stopped you enjoying yourself. What I've learned is if you've had a good night out, it's because the doormen have done a good job. I never got a chance to see how Steve deals with trouble, which I wish I could have seen. He's a gentleman, but he leaves me in no doubt that he can turn it on when he wants to.
Family comes first, always have. You know, but I still like to enjoy myself, have a nice time. I'd like to go on holidays, I like to drive a nice car. So, you know, but as it is at the moment, I'm doing it all legally. But you know, still got the balaclava.